Hey guys, how you doing? I'm your host, Nate Barger. Thank you for joining us today. We have an awesome video. It's the 5 mistakes that investors make. Now, this could be rookie investors, or this could be a seasoned investor making the same mistakes over and over and over again. So, mistake number one, being undercapitalized. You can do that in several ways. Not having any operating capital, not properly budgeting for the property needs in the future. So when I first started buying properties, I was really guilty of this. I would go into a property and I would go in and put all my assumptions in there and build out my pro forma. And pro forma had a lot to do. I always bought value add. So mine would be going in, doing renovating, which I hope you guys are doing too, because this is where you make your money. You don't really buy properties that are already all the way done unless you can find them undervalued. You create the value through the BRRRR process, which is buy, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat. And I've done that my whole career and done that all the way up to buying, $20, $30 million apartment complexes and Hilton, Marriott, and Hyatt Place hotels. So you can do it too if you follow the process step by step. But one of the things that I remember was going in and I couldn't make the deal work. I thought it was a good deal, but if I actually budgeted to do all the repairs, waterproofing, redoing the roof, and then, some of this stuff I'd go in and say, man, the deal kind of works, but not really. Oh, I know how to make the deal work. Take off the $4,000 that roof needed, right? The roof didn't care if I took the $4,000 off. It's still going to need a roof in 5 years, but I didn't budget for it because I was like, oh, well, I'll make the deal work. So I had an Excel formula, and I just changed it in Excel and made the deal work. Don't do that. Be more patient and take more time to find the right deal. Like my buddy Mike Piscota down there in Florida right now just texted me. He's buying properties. I'm proud of you, brother, because he's patient, taking his time to be patient. Step number two, not doing your budget correctly. I look at so many people's budgets and I say, well, how did you come up with your expenses? And they said, well, I used the 40% rule. And I said, listen, man, you're going to buy properties, man. You can't be using rules, okay? Because rules will be broken sometimes. You have to go in there and you have to physically write out how much is landscaping. In other words, let's say you got a 1 acre lot that you got to mow. And I know what you're saying. See, I'm renting it out. I don't have to pay to mow the lot. Okay, what about when it goes vacant? Who's paying for it then? And then they're saying the same thing. Oh, I don't have to pay gas and electric or water or sewage. My tenant pays that. No, when it goes vacant, 7% of the time, 7% of 365 days is 21.9 days, I believe. Them 22 days, you may be paying $8 a day, $7 or $8 a day for water, sewage, trash, landscaping, and gas and electric. Who's going to pay that? Your tenant's not. They've already moved out. That's a couple $100 a year. So I want you budgeting for all this stuff. That roof that's going to need done in 7 years, how are you going to pay for that? Maybe it will go up in value. That's speculation. And I want you to find the areas that are going to go up in value, but let's assume it doesn't. How are you going to pay for that? Budgeting. So I want you to budget for every line item that you know is going to need done and set aside $100 a month or however much it is a month. So that's step number two, is not doing your budget correctly. Step number three, roll right into this, is buying in the wrong areas. So I've bought in a lot of wrong areas, and I've bought in a lot of right areas. And that's how I learned what I'm telling you right now. I realized that over the 15 years I've been doing real estate, maybe 16 years, that the way I really made my money was appreciating buying in the right areas. It wasn't the cash flow. The cash flow just allowed me to hang on to this thing. The area going up in value was really where I made a lot of wealth at. And that's what I want to show you guys how to do in one of the future videos. Or go back and watch my other videos. It already shows you how to do that. So the right areas, what do them look like? Those are areas that are appreciating, that have future appreciation, that are tightening up, where you have kind of like maybe old buildings, but you have people coming in doing infill. Infill means that they're building new properties in the neighborhood. And you're like, wow. They're selling them for $300,000, and I could buy properties in this neighborhood for $120,000. That's the neighborhood you want to be in. Because the reason they're building in them neighborhoods, now you have to verify your numbers, is because there's more demand coming into that neighborhood. So we know it costs $300,000 to build new. You can buy existing at 80 or 100 and put 20 or 30 in. You're going to get almost the same rent they're going to get. So I want you to focus on trying to find those areas. Number 4, trusting other people to make your money. When I first started off, I remember I was managing the construction part because that's what I did, but I didn't know how to do. I had found somebody good to do the BRRRR, to do my loans for me, and I was doing all the construction, but I didn't know how to rent properties. So I trusted somebody else to rent all my properties. They didn't rent any of them. And I remember about the, second week and them not renting any. And he was like, it just doesn't work. And I had 10 properties that I had did the BRRRR, and I didn't rent any of them. I was pulling $20,000, $30,000 cash out of each one. And my mortgage payments were, I don't know, $4,000, $4,500 a month for all 10 of them. And, at the time, you could only rent them for about $800, $900, $800, $850 a piece a month. So I wasn't making any cash flow off of them, but I was pulling all that capital out to go buy more properties. So I went back after about 2 weeks, and he hadn't rented any of them. I said, hey, man, just give them back to me. Now, I'm in charge, right? Man, I go out there, I put some balloons, tie balloons up, I run an ad in the paper, and I just start, and I give him my personal number in the paper. I'm answering these calls, man. I'm meeting people. I'm up in Dayton, Ohio. I got properties, and Cincinnati. And I rented all of them in one weekend because I was bound and determined to get that money. After I start getting these calls in and people, I think I probably downloaded the generic application. I didn't have anything. But I learned how to do it. And I learned that the only hard part is getting out there and doing it and making it happen and just saying, I'm not coming in the house until this is done. So rented all 10 of them in one weekend. And then the biggest mistake people make is they don't know what their goal is. So I ask a lot of people, hey, you want to get a property? Yeah, what's your goal? To buy a property? That's not a goal. And let me explain a little bit further, right? And man say, well, okay, that's not really a goal, man. That's an object. Property's an object, right? What's the goal behind that? Well, they say to rent it out. Okay, well, what if you're losing $5,000 a month on it? That's not really a goal. So a goal could be, in 5 years, I want to be financially secure. I want to have $6,000 or $7,000 a month in passive income. I want to have 20 properties under my belt and want to have a net worth of over $1 million. That's a goal. That's an obtainable goal. And if you go back and you watch my videos, I'm going to show you how to do that. Not just show you how to do that, but also you'll see one of my buddies over here, Jarius, that did it. Tyler's going to come on. He did it. I did it. Countless others. Following this simple formula, guys, it's not that hard. You just got to believe in yourself. And trust me, I'm going to leave you with this. Becoming wealthy is really hard, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Being poor is really hard too. Because I've been poor. Pick your hard. Which hard do you want? Hard A or hard B? That's my time. See you on the next video. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, Nate Barger on YouTube, and hit the bell, and you'll be notified on any new videos that come out.